This is the story of the woman who found peace on the subway. There was a woman named Maya who lived in the heart of a busy city. Every day, she commuted an hour each way to her demanding job, feeling constantly stressed about deadlines, responsibilities, and the endless rush of urban life. Maya had been reading about meditation and mindfulness, hoping to find some peace in her chaotic existence. She had downloaded meditation apps, bought books about finding inner calm, and even attended a weekend workshop on stress reduction. But despite all her efforts, peace felt elusive. During her few attempts at formal meditation, her mind would race with thoughts about work projects, unpaid bills, and her ever-growing to-do list. She felt like she was failing at something that seemed to come so naturally to the peaceful people in the meditation videos. One particularly stressful morning, Maya was running late for an important presentation. She rushed onto the crowded subway, her mind spinning with anxiety about the meeting ahead and frustration about the delayed train. As she squeezed into the packed car, she found herself standing next to an elderly man who seemed remarkably calm despite the chaos around him. While everyone else looked irritated or buried in their phones, he sat peacefully with his eyes closed, holding a small paper bag. At the next stop, the crowd thinned slightly, and the man opened his eyes, noticing Maya's obvious stress. He smiled gently and said, "Rough morning." Maya nodded, feeling embarrassed by how frazzled she must appear. "I'm sorry, I'm just really anxious about this presentation. I've been trying to learn meditation to help with stress, but I can't seem to get the hang of it. My mind never stops racing." The man nodded with understanding. "I used to feel the same way. May I show you something?" He opened his paper bag and pulled out a small container of fresh strawberries. "My granddaughter packed these for me," he said, offering the container to Maya. "Would you like one?" Maya was puzzled by the offer, but accepted a strawberry, feeling somewhat silly about eating fruit on the subway with a stranger. "Just eat it," the man said gently. "Don't think about your presentation or your day. Just taste the strawberry." Feeling ridiculous but somehow trusting this calm stranger, Maya bit into the strawberry. Immediately, she was surprised by its intense sweetness and the burst of fresh flavor. Without realizing it, her racing thoughts slowed as her attention became completely absorbed in the simple experience of taste. For those few moments, there was no presentation anxiety, no work stress, no train delays. There was only the remarkable flavor of the strawberry, the texture on her tongue, and a sudden awareness of how tense her shoulders had been. When she finished, the man was watching her with knowing eyes. "Where was your mind just now?" he asked softly. "Here," Maya realized with surprise. "I was completely here, in this moment." "And during those moments, were you worried about your presentation? Were you stressed about being late?" "No," Maya said, beginning to understand. "I was just experiencing the strawberry." The man smiled. "That's meditation. Not sitting in a special position or achieving some mystical state. Just being completely present with whatever is right in front of you. The strawberry, your breath, even the sound of the train." Maya stared at him as the simple truth settled in. But the strawberry was easy to focus on because it was pleasant. "What about when I'm dealing with something difficult?" "The same principle applies," he replied. "Whether you're facing something sweet like a strawberry or something challenging like a difficult conversation, presence is always available. The nature of what you're experiencing changes, but your ability to be fully here with it doesn't have to." As the train pulled into Maya's station, the man handed her the container of strawberries. "For your journey," he said with a gentle smile. Maya walked into her presentation that morning with a completely different energy. Instead of trying to manage her anxiety, she simply allowed herself to be present with the experience of speaking, of connecting with her colleagues, of sharing her ideas. The presentation went beautifully, but more importantly, Maya had discovered something profound. Peace wasn't something she needed to achieve or attain. It was already available in the simple act of being fully present with whatever was happening. From that day forward, Maya practiced what she came to call strawberry moments. On the subway, instead of scrolling her phone anxiously, she would notice the rhythm of the train, the faces of other passengers, or simply the sensation of breathing. While walking to work, instead of mentally rehearsing her day, she would feel her feet touching the pavement and notice the sky above the city buildings. During stressful meetings, instead of getting lost in worry about outcomes, she would anchor herself in the present moment, the feeling of sitting in her chair, the sound of voices, the actual conversation happening rather than her fears about it. The Buddha taught that we suffer not because life is difficult, but because we're rarely fully present for the life we're actually living. We're either reliving the past or anticipating the future, missing the only moment where peace is actually available. Think about your own search for peace and calm. How often do you look for it in special circumstances, perfect conditions, or ideal states of mind? How often do you miss the peace that might be available right now, in this ordinary moment? Maya's story reveals something profound about the nature of mindfulness. We often think we need to create special conditions for peace. A quiet room, perfect posture, absence of distractions. But the elderly man showed her that presence is portable, available anywhere, even on a crowded, delayed subway train. The strawberry wasn't magic. Maya's mind wasn't fundamentally different in that moment. What changed was the quality of attention she brought to her experience. Instead of being divided between the present moment and her anxious thoughts about the future, she became completely absorbed in what was actually happening. This same quality of attention is available to you right now, regardless of your circumstances. Whether you're in a peaceful setting or a chaotic environment, dealing with something pleasant or something challenging, the capacity for presence remains constant. The Japanese concept of ichigo ichi, one time, one meeting, reminds us that each moment is unique and unrepeatable. This subway ride with a stranger sharing strawberries would never happen exactly the same way again. When we truly understand this, presence becomes not a practice we have to force, but a natural response to the preciousness of what's happening now. Maya discovered that the peace she had been seeking through books and apps and workshops was already available to her. Not in some future state of enlightenment, but in the simple act of being fully here with whatever her life was offering in each moment. Tonight, as you settle into rest, remember Maya's strawberry moment. Can you bring that same quality of complete presence to whatever you're experiencing right now? Perhaps it's the feeling of your body settling into bed, the sound of your breathing, or even the thoughts and concerns of the day. Whatever is here, can you meet it with the same full attention Maya brought to that simple strawberry? The Buddha said, "The present moment is the only moment available to us, and it is the door to all moments." Peace isn't waiting for you in some perfect future moment. It's here now, available in the fullness of your attention to whatever is actually happening. Just like Maya found on that crowded subway train, sometimes the most ordinary moments contain the most extraordinary peace when we're fully present to receive it.